In this part 2 of the series, I'm going to show you how to create the base view and how we are going to define the controllers in our application project. So earlier, what we did is that from our index.html page, we have triggered our component and we have displayed some content through the component. But rather than writing our content directly within the component, what we would prefer is that um, we would prefer to modularize our content into some different views so that we can reuse it as well as we can modularize it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a root view where I'm just going to have a container, and within that particular root view which is going to act as a window, I'm going to place multiple views with which I'm going to display the content. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create my root view and I'm going to display it over here. Now there are certain changes that I'm going to do to the component. So I'm basically going to make use of the things what I'm going to overwrite. So first thing what I would like to overwrite is that I'm going to write the metadata of the component. So in the metadata of the component, certain things which I would like to overwrite is that. So I'm just going to create this metadata object within which I'm going to specify the name of the component, where I'm going to specify the name of the component as sales order. Then I'm going to specify a version here where I'm going to specify the version as 1.0, a initial version. Then I'm going to specify what are the includes that I wanted to use, which is going to be an array value. And then I'm also going to specify what are the dependencies that I have with other component, where it is going to be an object where I'm going to indicate that what are the libraries that are dependent to me and what are the components that are dependent to me. So I specified this. So these are some of the general information that we specify in the metadata. So I just overwritten this metadata object with some information where I'm going to give that name, version, include dependencies and libraries and so on. Then other than metadata, what I'm going to do is the component has this function called as an init function. So this is like an onInit method which is going to be triggered at the time of initializing your component. So since I'm going to make use of the router, I'm not going to go through this create content function. Instead, I'm going to make use of this init function. Now, whenever we are going to redefine our method, here I'm basically redefining my init method. And whenever I'm going to redefine my method, I would want my superclass method to be triggered first. Then I wanted this init function to be triggered. So I'm going to call for the superclass method first, where I would call it as the component name is UI component here, where I'm going to say prototype dot init. That is the name of this function, and I'm going to say dot apply of this comma arguments, where this comma argument is the parameter which I'm passing, where I'm basically telling that whatever the superclass method you executed before this particular method. Then I have specified this information over here, and what I'm going to do next is uh, I'm just going to create a root view. So to create the root view, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a folder called as the views, inside which I'm going to store sorry, I'm just going to create a folder called as a views, within which I'm going to store all the related development artifacts, all the views and controllers that I'm going to create as a part of this application. So what I will do is inside this particular view, I'm going to inside this particular views folder, I'm going to create a view where I'm going to name the view as root view, and this is going to be the XML mode of development. And I click on finish. So I have created my root view. So here we can see this controller that has been created. Now one change that I'm going to do over here is that if you see here, the controller, it's basically uh, inherited using this module called sap.ui.controller. So what this actually means is that, so just like we created our component by instantiating it from the superclass component class, here we when we wanted to create a controller, there is a class for the controller from which we inherit and we create our controller. For instance, when I wanted to create this component, I created it as sap.ui.core.ui component is the name of the class. So what I did is that to create a subclass, I just created as sap.ui.core.ui component dot extend is a keyword with which I created my subclass instance, and I just overwriting this logic over here, where here I just did nothing but giving a short name to this as a UI component, and then I'm just using this UI component as the short name here. So that is what I have done. So likewise, whenever I wanted to create a controller, there is a base class for the controller called sap.ui.core.mvc.controller, which is the name of the class, which is going to actually define your controller. So which you can see it in your API documentation. So here you could see that the class name is sap.ui.core.mvc.controller, which is the actual class for the controller. So whenever I wanted to create my controller, what I do is that I just have to create it like sap.ui.core.mvc.controller.extend, where I'm going to specify what is the controller that I wanted to create by extending and what are the things that I wanted to override by extending. So this is something that we are going to do. But if you see here, the view that was generated here, if you see the view that has been generated over here, it basically points out to this sap.ui.controller, which is nothing but this sap.ui.controller what we are using over here. It's a module where it is just going to take these two parameters and it is going to internally inherit from this component class. So that is what your sap.ui.controller is doing. It is not showing you this implementation part. Instead, it is being wrapped under this module or like a reusable function where it is going to take these two same parameters which is required for inheriting, and it is doing this inheritance internally. So the component class is being inherited from this and we have our component class created. Now let us assume that this is the standard controller class. Now whenever I create my controller is being inherited from this and it is being created. For example, it's a root controller over here. Now let us assume that later on I'm going to develop some controllers like um, master controller or detail controller and so on. So when I do this, all the controllers are going to be inherited from this standard controller class, which means that the standard controller class is going to be the base within which I am going to have this root class inherited, master class inherited and detail class inherited. So all of them are going to be direct child of the standard controller class. But that is not something that I wanted to do. The reason is being that, let's say for example, I wanted a method which is going to be reusable at the master view level. Also, I wanted the same method to be reusable at the detail view level as well. So when I wanted this thing to be reusable both these places, I would prefer it defining in the super class over here, so that whenever that method is available in the super class, that method is going to be available to all the subclasses. So whenever there is a reusable thing, I wanted to define it in the superclass so that it will be available for me in all the methods. But when I'm directly going to inherit from the standard controller, this is something that I won't be able to achieve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inherit my own controller, which I'm going to have it as a base controller for me, where this is going to be the controller which is defined by me. And from this base, so this standard controller will from the standard controller I will inherit and create the base controller, and all the views that I'm going to develop as a part of my application, I'm going to inherit it and develop it from the base controller, so that whenever I wanted a reusable method, I can define this reusable method over here as this piece of controller logic belongs to me. So in this way, I'm going to modify my structure of the controller inheritance, where from the base controller, I'm going to have this, from the standard controller, I'm going to have this base controller, from where I'm going to have the controller for all my views. So if you see here, my root controller class is directly pointing out to that of the standard controller. I do not wanted that. I wanted it to point to the base controller where I can write my reusable methods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a base controller which is going to inherit from the superclass for the controller, and I'm going to create the instance of this base controller from which I'm going to further extend my application. So to do that, what I'm going to do is first thing, I'm going to create a folder called util, within which I'm going to collect all my reusable functionalities. And inside this, I'm going to create a class called base controller dot js. So I'm just creating a base controller class over here, where this controller is something that I'm going to create by. So this controller is something that I'm going to create from inheriting the standard class. So I'm just going to make use of this module sap.ui.define, where I'm just going to specify the name what I'm declaring. So what I'm declaring is from the sales order component, where web content folder is the sales order, in which I have this folder called util. So I'll say dot util dot, and what is the class that I'm going to create. So what I'm going to create is I'm just going to define the base controller. So to create the base controller, what are the resources that I need and how I'm going to load that resource into this callback function. So to create this base controller, I know that now I need the class for the MVC controller class. So I'm just going to specify the name as SAP slash UI slash core slash MVC slash controller is the base class for the controller, which I'm going to import with the name controller. So inside this callback function, I'm going to create the instance as return. I'm going to return the instance. And what is the instance that I'm going to return? From the base controller class, I'm going to extend and I'm going to create my own controller class, which I'm going to term it as sales order dot util dot base controller. And here I'm just going to specify what are the things that I'm going to overwrite. So for now, I'll just leave it empty. Whereas if you want, you can override the methods such as on init or on before rendering or on after rendering or on exit. So these are basically the hook methods which are coming from the controller class, which if you wanted to invoke them, you can basically go ahead and redefine them. For example, if I wanted this on init function to be executed, then I will just declare this function over here so that this function will get triggered for me. So I have just created my base controller. Now, whenever I wanted to write some reusable methods, I can come and I can write it in this base controller so that that method will be available again in the all the controllers. So now I have created this root controller. So base controller. Now I wanted this root controller to be inherited from this base controller. So what I will do is I'll go to this root controller and I will modify it as sap.ui.define, where what I'm going to define is from the sales order component, which is web content folder, I have this views folder within which I have this controller root, which is something that I'm going to define. So this time, the resource that I'm going to load is from the sales order component, from the util folder, I'm going to load this base controller, which I will import with the name base controller. And here, this time the root controller is going to be inherited from the base controller. So I'm just going to return the instance as base controller dot extend, where I'm going to say it as sales order dot views dot root is something that I'm defining, and these are the things that I'm going to overwrite as a part of this. So in this way, I have just created that from the standard controller class. I have created my base controller, and from my base controller class, I have created my root view. So all the other controllers that I'm going to create as a part of this application will always be inherited from the base controller, so that I can have this controller as a root from which I can define my reusable methods. So likewise, the view path also has to be modified from the component itself, where I'm going to specify it as sales order dot views dot root. So inside this, what I will do is, so this is going to be my root view of my application, right? So we have just declared our root view, and then to tell the system that this is my root view, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to specify one more parameter over here called as a root view, where I'm going to tell the system that in the sales order component in the views folder, you have a root view, which is going to be your root view of your application. So I have specified that, and now we will run this application, run as web app preview. And here you could see that inside our component, the root view has been called and it has been triggered. So basically there is no piece of code that I have written to instantiate the view and display it, whereas I just specified this root view parameter where the system has identified this root view and it has displayed inside this component. So we have just created our base view over here, base root view over here, and within this root we are going to, within this root view we are going to place a container, and within this we are going to place other content which are going to be the part of our application, and we are going to navigate among them. So to place this content and to trigger this navigations, we will look into this routing, which I'll be doing in the next video. Thank you for watching this.